one of the biggest fallacies is that your healing is ever complete. And I have to say that because we have this desire to be one and done, right? But that's not always how life works, and I know that's not how healing works. As I mentioned earlier, when I wrote my first book, I Can Depend on Me, I talk about my experiences being a little black girl in a white classroom and knowing that I was out of place. And then I also share that when I was very young, a gang of white kids threw me off some monkey bars and I had a concussion, right? And I felt powerless and I felt embarrassed. I felt humiliated. And even though that happened when I was 5 and 6 years old, when I became in my mid-20s, those feelings resurfaced. And they resurfaced because I was going into a higher level of success. I was going into a higher level of inner knowing of who I was and who I wanted to be. I was claiming my power, and those issues came up. They came up again when I started managing people because those feelings of humiliation resurfaced and that feelings of powerlessness resurfaced. And I became a manager and I became a tyrant and I became the same person that hurt me. I was hurting others. Now, I didn't do any of this consciously. It's almost don't want to share it, but I want to be honest to talk about my journey because I had to fall down many a times. And even though I thought I had dealt with those issues in therapy, not for days, but for decades, they resurfaced when I was 30. They resurfaced when I was 40. Because sometimes the higher you go, you start to understand how deep those wounds are in your spirit, in your soul. And so I want to encourage you not to get frustrated if something surfaces or triggers you, from your past. It doesn't matter if you're 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Sometimes on our way up, something from our past tries to come and fill us with doubt and fill us with fear and fill us with insecurity. But just like you are able to address those insecurities and move forward anyway, you might have to do that again and again and again. So let's not get into this mindset that is one and done. That happens sometimes for people, but sometimes you have to continue to defeat those giants and those demons in your life. And sometimes you have to defeat them because a new situation comes into your life or a new person comes into your life that reminds you of your demons and those giants. And so you might have to revisit those situations, but just like you beat them down the first time, you will beat them down the second time. I want you to remember that you were victorious once. And sometimes we have to be reminded of our own testimonies. But just know you might be tested again and again and again. And sometimes you have to defeat the demon over and over and over until the demon finally dies. And that's human. It doesn't mean that you're weak. It doesn't mean that you are not evolving. It doesn't mean that you're not strong. It doesn't mean that you are not transforming. It means that you're human. So give yourself some grace and know that you will win because you have a history of your own success. Okay, so remember, refer back to your own testimonies because you have a witness of your winning ability.